Hi guys.
Hi all. Sorry for that. Sorry for the technical problems, but we've had some audio issues. My name is Gabriel. I'm from Birmingham in the UK.
And I'm Emily from Cambridge in the UK. Where are we? Travel guide. Okay. So we can imagine being able to travel and escape from quarantine for a while. So we have in this focus activity impersonal you, simple modal verbs, giving advice. I hope we have some students. Great.
Nice. If you're just joining us, please tell us your name and where you are. We'd like to know. We just have a bit of trivia to start. True or false? London has more international tourists than any other city in the world.
Normally, anyway. Not under these.
Normally, not right now.
Say hi to us, guys, in the chat. We had Michele before. I wonder if we've still got Michele.
I don't know. Potentially, if YouTube is having difficulties, maybe students are having similar difficulties connecting.
Have you checked the answers to this quiz, Gabe?
No.
Okay.
I am clueless as to what the answers are.
I actually don't remember if the first one is true or false.
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
It's true. I know London. I think London is the most visited city. Or it was a couple of years ago, at least. I don't know. Well, that's when this would have been made as well, I think. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. No, rather true. Sorry.
Yeah. Any students want to let us know?
So if you're just joining us, London has more international tourists than any other city in the world. True or false?
I think I would find it a bit surprising if it's true. I don't remember if it's true or false. London has a lot of tourists, I know from living there, but it's never...
Where do you think might have higher?
Hi, Domenico.
Hi, Domenico.
I don't know. I guess that's a good question. Where would have more? Paris and Rome also, but get a lot of tourists. I think people in Asia often travel.
I think Bangkok is heavily visited. I think Bangkok is heavily visited as well. Potentially Bangkok has reached the top now because of Asian tourism, I think. I don't know, but I know that London was up there at some point.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's put the answer up for this one. Maria Grazia, hi.
Maria Grazia from Salerno.
Very good.
So it's true, yeah. London has more international tourists than any other city in the world, or at least it was true in 2016, I assume.
Next one. New York has more.
So, guys, what do you think for the second one? New York has more skyscrapers than Hong Kong.
I remember the answer for this one, but I remember. I think having visited
skyscrapers. Okay. I think there's a delay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, even more than usual. We've got Lorenzo from Rimini. Pasqualina. Hi, guys. So we're looking at this second question. True or false? New York has more skyscrapers than Hong Kong. Have you ever visited New York or Hong Kong, Gabe?
I visited New York. I have family in California, so I've stopped off in New York a couple of times. And as a younger child, so it's even more insane and huge and massive and confusing than I think it would still be now. Have you been to New York or Hong Kong? Did you say you've been to Hong Kong?
Yeah, I've never been to New York, but my mum is from Hong Kong. So my aunt and uncle and some of my cousins still live in Hong Kong. So I've visited Hong Kong a few times to see my family.
A few times. Do you like Hong Kong?
I really like Hong Kong. It's an amazing city. It's crazy. It's unlike any. I think those huge, like, East Asian megacities are just so unlike anything in Europe. Domenico thinks false that New York has more skyscrapers than Hong Kong. Other suggestions from the students for this one? True or false?
True. Yeah. Skyscrapers, guys. If we don't know what skyscrapers are the very tall buildings, the buildings that touch the sky, that touch the heavens, like the Empire State Building, for instance. Maria Grazia says she thinks it's false. Hong Kong has more skyscrapers than New York. Great sentence.
Very good, yeah. What do you think, Gabe? Because I know the answer, so.
I think Hong Kong probably has more skyscrapers now.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
New York, and if you visit Hong Kong, it's just a forest. The city it's really incredible, the number of skyscrapers in Hong Kong. New York has a very famous skyline, and they have a lot of skyscrapers. But Hong Kong
they're quite tight together, aren't they? I remember I went to Tokyo as when I was about 12 or 13, and that I'm assuming here, but maybe there's a similarity in that Tokyo just goes on and on and on, and it's the largest thing you've ever seen. it's New York has some skyscrapers, but Tokyo is, and I assume Hong Kong is is similar to Tokyo in that way.
In a similar way. It's not exactly like that, because Hong Kong they have so little space, which actually is a similarity with New York, is that it's spread over these islands. And most of the islands are. Hi, Gregorio from Bari. Most of the islands are these steep hills and mountains where you can't build skyscrapers. So all of the buildings are clustered together. But,
is that where they have that train that goes up the I think it's the steepest train ride in the world or something.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I only know it because I've watched Travel Man. I don't know if you've seen
Richard, I want it.
that one. Yeah, okay. I think they go to Hong Kong. I think there's a train.
Ah, cool.
What do we think for the third one, guys? A French man built the Statue of Liberty. True or false? I think this fact's quite a famous one, isn't it? At least in the English.
Yeah, Maria Gracia's got it. Yeah.
Yes, true.
It is true.
True,
And
true,
it's
true.
true.
Gregorio.
It was a gift from France to the USA.
Yeah.
I think Pasqualino is answering number 2.
Yeah.
It's similar, but false. Yeah, which is good for number 2.
Yeah.
And Gregorio. Yeah, true. Good, 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 good. Nice, guys. Yeah.
And the last one, we can see the Great Wall of China from the moon.
Which is quite a famous idea, but is it true or not?
I feel like you may have given the answer there. a little bit.
Yeah, probably. Donato.
Hi. False.
What do you think, Gabe?
I think it's an urban myth. I think it's false as well.
Yeah. It's false. I think even from the International Space Station, you can't see the Great Wall of China. And the moon is much, much, much further away. Domenico thinks true. Lorenzo false. Yeah. It's quite narrow, the Great Wall of China. It's very long, but it's not very wide. So we can't see it from the moon. Okay. I guess you can be Josh and I'll be Jenny.
Okay. I'm going to London next weekend. Can you give me some advice on what to see there?
Yes, I was there last year. You must see Big Ben. It's really impressive. You should also visit St. Paul's Cathedral.
That sounds interesting.
And if you like modern art, you can go to the Tate Modern.
Thanks. Anything else I need to know about London?
Yes, you must remember that people drive on the left in England.
Great.
We've got a couple of comments.
From Gregorio and Donato from the moon. I don't know, but I think that we can see it from space. It's a good sentence. Just don't forget your object there. See it as in.
And the same to Donato, I think, is the same mistake.
Oh yes, from space. Yeah, don't forget the object, guys. We can see it from space.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Potentially, if you're in the stratosphere or something, maybe you can see it with a. So, What should Josh see in London?
Hi, Annalisa.
The ultimate advice.
Yeah.
Just remember. Do you know that from experience, Annalisa?
Yeah.
That's a good point as well. Ultimate in this sense is probably a little bit of a false friend. We would probably say in English, we would probably say the last piece of advice.
Yeah, with a
In
C.
this sense. Yeah. But yes, very important.
Yeah. Okay. What should Josh see in London? So what was the well, yeah, can answer the question. What were the recommendations?
And guys, when you reply, please try and construct a full sentence too. That would be good. Are you typing the question?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not typing.
You just, sorry, you look like you're you look like you're active. We have quite a few people on now.
So we're answering this question, guys. Oh, Pasqualina's comment must be from a while ago.
A while ago, yeah. I think it was for the last one, though, for the one about the Great Wall.
The Great Wall.
From what I remember on the chat. Although I'm not sure.
Okay, Annalisa. So that's a good sentence. There's Josh should. Okay, a couple of things. Oh, perfect. Okay,
Well
you've
done.
corrected it. So we need, after should, we always need a bare infinitive. Josh should see. And then I like what you said, Josh should see Big Bang. This, let me come back here. This tower is not Big Bang, but Big Ben.
Yeah.
But great. Should see Big Ben, St. Paul's Cathedral, and the Tate Modern. Fantastic.
Yeah, Big Ben. The Big Bang in English is the event that started the universe. just as a side note, Annalisa.
What does Josh need to be careful about? While we're waiting for the students to answer, another piece of trivia, a little piece of information, is that actually Big Ben is not the tower. Big Ben is the name of the bell inside. So I don't know how to explain what a bell is. The big metal object that swings, dong, dong. It's the name of Big Ben is the bell, and the tower is, I guess, Westminster Tower.
Okay, so Gregorio's given us his recommendation. Nice. I recommend tea time in a typical tea room.
That's a nice idea.
That sounds nice.
And Annalisa, she's writing with her phone. Yeah, that is more complicated.
That's true.
Yeah. So the video must be very small if Annalisa is watching on her telephone. So Big Bang, maybe that was an autocorrect thing.
It might well have been, yeah.
Yeah.
What does Josh need to be careful about, guys? Josh should stay at home because it's dangerous to go out. That is very true in these times. Pasqualina said.
So good. So Pasqualina has given us her suggestions as well. We wanted from the text, but it's good to have your ideas as well, guys. Josh must absolutely remember people drive on the left in the UK. Yeah, absolutely. And to Maria Grazia, in the UK, we say. So we have in the UK, in the USA, in the Netherlands. But most countries, we just say in Italy, in France, and Spain. Okay, cool. People driving on the left. Huh. I think, Annalisa, we would say, you are right. So Annalisa responding to Pe. We wouldn't say you have reason or you have all reasons in English. It's quite Italian, but I'm laughing at Donato's recommendation.
I recommend the umbrella, Donato.
You are right. Or we could say absolutely right.
Very, very clever, I think.
Yeah. Okay. What verbs does Jenny use to give advice? Josh must pay attention when crossing the street. Absolutely. Because of people driving in the opposite direction. So what verbs does Jenny use to give her advice? Present tense. So Annalisa's question, it's all, it's in the present tense, but specifically, in particular, what verbs? I'm just reading.
Michele is just joining us as well. Hi. Sorry, we had some technical issues earlier, Michele, but hopefully we have a good line now. Yeah. And to Pasqualina's comment, which is fantastic. I have need to go. So in English, we don't say that we have need to do something. We can just say, I need to go. I need to go. And when we use the verb to go, this is followed by the preposition to. You go to somewhere. So you can say, I go to London. I go to the UK. I go to the English school.
Yeah.
So I need to go to the English school for 25 hours. And then we would say 25 hours a week or per week. Virtual hug.
So Maria Greta has got the answer. What we wanted, let me bring that up. What we wanted were these modal verbs: must, can, and should. And Annalisa has given us the verbs that we use, the verbs that Jenny has used with the modal verbs: see, visit, go on. But must, can, and should we use in lots and lots of different contexts to give any different kind of advice. Okay, cool. Good. Yes,
I think if you click it, and yeah, there we go. You must see Big Ben. You should also visit, and you must remember. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Michele. Okay.
So yeah, as Emily was saying, modal verbs are also called helping verbs. They give more information about the main verb in a sentence. Should or shouldn't is often used to give advice. You should visit St. Paul's Cathedral. Do you want to take it over?
Yeah. Can or can't is used to talk about ability. Can you drive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then we have could, which is a polite way to ask or to suggest something. You could rent a car, or you could say, could I rent a car?
Yeah. And then finally, must is used to give strong advice. You must see Big Ben. Almost an obligation with must.
Yeah, and as Annalisa's said here, that's the exact form, exactly. Modal verb plus infinitive, and we want to make sure that we're using the bare infinitive.
Yeah.
The infinitive without to. You should visit, not you should to visit. You must see, not you must to see.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so we're going to first look at this modal verb can. So this is just talking about ability. What is possible? So why don't we start with Paris? What can you do in Paris? And then in the negative, what can't you do in Paris? So think of what activities and what activities are possible? I'm distracted by the chat. I need to focus on what.
I know. But we have a lovely example there. Josh should go to a rave in a club and dance until the day after. Excellent.
Yeah, really nice. Oh God.
What? You should call him.
All English people have the phone number of Prince Philip. It's true.
They do. They have him on speed dial. They can instantly call him up.
And for Gregorio, would is a modal verb, but it is not a modal verb for advice. It's a modal verb that we use in different contexts. So you're absolutely right that it's a modal, but we won't use it in this type of activity. So guys, some sentences. What can you do in Paris? What can't you do? We don't care much about Prince Philip.
You can see the... You don't care. So from Annalisa, we have, you can see the Eiffel Tower. And you can't visit Notre Dame. maybe you can't visit Notre Dame at the moment. I'm pretty sure, but in the sense of ability. Oh no, it's true. That's true. Hang on. No, you can't at the moment, can you? Because they're because of the fire, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent sentence. Sorry, I was miles away there. Excellent sentence, yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Other ideas, guys? Come on, Michaela. In London, you can't see Prince Philip, but you can call him. He's immortal.
I don't know what this obsession is with Prince Philip.
Gregorio's example is really nice. You can do a walk. Okay, so let's look at a couple of things for Gregorio's. We would say you can go for a walk. And then when we talk about this kind of motion, so we have something and you're going next to it, the preposition is along. So we would say you can go for a walk along the Seine River. But it's a really nice idea for an activity. Well, that's pretty good. We could go on because I think there's a lot more stuff to do. There are probably lots of sentences.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's look at these while we're here. You can visit the Louvre, but you can't run inside. Good. That's good from Lorenzo. I'm laughing
in
again.
London, you can't go swimming in the Thames, but you can call the Queen.
You can't drink an espresso in Paris. Well, I think you can drink an espresso, but maybe you can't drink a really good espresso in Paris like you can in Italy. Do you want to take Domenico's comment?
In Amsterdam, you can smoke soft drugs. Excellent, yeah.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Very good, Domenico. You can't do anything in my city because it is because there is a lockdown. We would probably say, yeah. We use the phrase lockdown. There is a lockdown.
Okay. So
yeah.
We have two categories here: questions to ask for advice, and then phrases to give advice. So we'll start with this first one. How about, and then plus an ing verb. Question or phrase to give advice? Or we could just say left and right, maybe. Okay. So this is a tricky one. How about? Because it is a question, but we actually use it to give advice, to make suggestions. We don't use it to request advice. Oh, okay. That was not what I was expecting.
There's a stupid format of that slide. That one's quite obvious, though. There's a question mark there.
Okay, Annalisa.
How about drinking a beer? Fantastic, Annalisa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's a phrase which is making a suggestion and giving an advice as to what we should do. It's not asking for advice. It is making the advice.
Yeah. But you're right that
it's a lovely example. Yeah.
Right. So the format of this is slightly different. So what are the questions to ask for advice? Here we've got, what should I do? What are the other questions to request advice? Am I echoey at all when I speak, Gabe?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
We don't need examples, Michaela. We need you to pick a category.
I'm not sure what you mean by happening.
Yeah.
There.
We could have, how about visiting Prince Philip? It's a suggestion.
Visiting? Yeah.
You could ask the Queen. Careful, because could is a modal verb. So you need a bare infinitive. You could ask the Queen. What do you think I should do? Great. From Annalisa. Oh, got lots of Annalisa and Gregorio.
You could stay on the couch, lazy like a sloth. Coming out with some brilliant examples. And what's the last question?
I'm just going to type that for Michaela. You could ask. Oh, I'm a bit lost. Okay, Gregorio's got it. Good.
What's your advice? Yeah.
What's your advice?
Why don't you watch TV? Yeah. Nice advisory phrase. Yeah. And that would be the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could. So yeah, after how about, we have the ing form, but after why don't you and you could, we need the bare infinitive. Why don't you visit the Queen? You could visit the Queen. I hate that that's become the example now.
Why don't you watch TV? Yeah, it's great. I can go in Frankfurt in the traditional pubs. I think Pasqualina is a little behind. She's looking at the slide before. You could do meditation like a shaman. Great. Yeah.
Where's that?
Where?
You could do meditation. I love that kind of rhymes as well.
Yeah. I don't know why you're being congratulated, Gabe. What did you do?
I think it's because I'm accidentally joining Michele in this monarchy kind of. There we see, you see.
Yeah.
He sucked me in.
Yeah, so I think we're getting some good advice, especially from Pei, about what we could do in quarantine. Do meditation. What was the other one? Lie on the couch like a sloth.
Josh should go to a rave in a club and dance, and so I'm not sure that that's possible right now. Okay.
Well, maybe it would be more interesting to use these to talk about quarantine, seeing as we've kind of got started, instead of talking about travel advice.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could move on to the next slide anyway, because they're set up.
Yeah.
But
okay.
So yeah, guys, let's ignore the top of this slide. We don't have to do the travel guide stuff. And Pe's been giving or is it Adamo? I'm not sure. Pe or Adamo? Okay. Anyway, Pe or Adamo has been giving us some suggestions of what we could do. He's been giving us some advice of what we could do whilst in quarantine. Can you give us some more suggestions of what we could do using the modal verbs and the phrases that we've just looked at?
So not travel advice, but quarantine, isolation advice. We've got the suggestion phrases here and the modal verbs as well. And you can think, if it's very strong advice, we could use must. If it's medium strong, should or shouldn't. Michele does meditation with a lot of beer. He wrote a couple of things there.
It's better.
And Pe agrees. With beer, it's better.
Go in the road.
And Pasqualina, I can go in the road Montmartre in Paris because there are famous artists. Montmartre was a famous quarter for artists. Beautiful area, yeah, in Paris.
I think it's my favorite area in Paris, Montmartre. It's lovely. You must wash your hands. Excellent. Yep.
Yeah.
Good piece of strong advice, or bordering on obligation. You must wash your hands. Excellent example.
And Pe started.
Should I? Pe is already at the rave. Should I stay or should I go?
If I go, there will be trouble. But if I stay, it will be double.
Don't let's start. Okay, that's good, Gregorio. Yeah, that's so that's possibility. You could just remember after the modals that we just need the bare infinitive. So it's not you could to read, it's you could read a good book. We just need that without the two. Excellent.
And Annalisa, you should use a mask out of your home. Absolutely. Yeah. Michele, is that a question?
Should I? I'm not sure. Should I stay with quarantine?
You shouldn't go out if it isn't necessary. Important advice. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's a nice negative. Nice negative modal verb. Okay. Well, we need to finish 10 to 6. But some great examples.
Some hilarious interactions. Yeah.
You shouldn't use a joker mask. A sterilized joker mask could work. Okay.
All right, guys. We have to leave you now. Lovely to meet you all, and have a nice evening.
Yeah.
All. Bye.
Bye.